Today, we're at Lake Kurth for some post-spawn bass fishing. We got two things working today. We got the shad spawn, so hopefully we'll go out there, throw a crankbait, a swim bait, maybe try to catch us a big one doing that, but then it's gonna get hot, and hopefully everyone gets off the water, we'll go out there chasing one of those big fish, sitting on one of those perch beds, and maybe, just maybe, we'll catch one of them. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome to Lake Kurth. Lake Kurth is just 10 miles north of Lufkin, Texas. It's about 800 acres in size. But what it lacks in size, it makes up with big fish, big gators, and a ton of grass. Today we're gonna be going after two things. We've got the shad spawn going on. So we're gonna go out there, maybe crank, maybe throw a swim bait a little bit. And second, we got perch beds. Perch beds are always a big deal this time of the year, so we're gonna go try to see if we can catch one of those big bass off one of them. We'll also have this week's fishing report for your local region from our insider reporters. But hey, for right now, I'm gonna get the boat launched, get set up, and I'm gonna toss it back to the studio with your weekend planner.
Hello, these lunar tables are indicating fair game fish activity on Saturday and good activity on Sunday. Peak daytime hours begin around 5:57 on Saturday and 6:42 on Sunday morning. The best evening fishing will begin around 6:22 on Saturday and 7:07 on Sunday. Depending on your location, the sun will rise around 6:24 and set around 8:23. And evenings will have a moon that is 65% visible. Stick around, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way. Plus, I'll return with 2016 Bass Master Angler of the Year, Gerald Swindle, to answer this week's Ask a Pro question.
Hey guys, today we're out here on beautiful Kurth Lake. This place is magical to me. I've been coming here a long time, and it never ceases to amaze me how good this place is. It's dead calm, sunny, hot, but we're right after the spawn. What that means is post-spawn conditions, right? So all the fish are off beds, but we got a shad spawn going on, hopefully. Usually the shad spawn goes on right when it starts getting really hot. We start having those real warm nights. So we're gonna get that going in the morning. We're hopefully land on those and catch some big ones. And usually that dies off when the sun comes up and it starts getting really hot. But we got a backup plan for that, perch beds. They're just getting going. And I mean, this place has some giant perch on it, and they produce some of the biggest beds I've ever seen. Also means some of the biggest bass get on them. So we're gonna try to get out there, maybe catch one of those big bass that's on one of those perch beds. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be dead calm, it's gonna be still, but it should be fun. Not a bad one. Oh. All right. Well, guys, we're out here on Kurth Lake. Guys, this is one of my favorite lakes. We're out here in East Texas, and this place is different. You won't find many lakes like this. You won't find a lake here in East Texas that is this clear and really has this much grass in it. And this is what happens. Not a giant right there, but a good, healthy fish. This place is so fertile. It's right outside of Lufkin, Texas. It's actually right in between Lufkin and Nacogdoches. And I've really been fishing this lake a long time. I went to school at SFA, and this was like a little bitty sneaky place. No one knew about this place. We kind of just drove around, found it on the maps. This was back before any of that technology. And we found this lake, and we walked up to the bank of this place, and we noticed how clear it was, and there were big ones all over the bank. And we're like, oh my gosh, we gotta try this place out. So we've been coming here ever since, and it's just a phenomenal place. It's only about 800 acres, but it's got big trees, it's got big gators, it's got big bass, big crappie, giant perch in here, like chicken pen perch, man. So, I mean, it's got everything. It's got everything you ever really want. And look at it, man. There's really not that many people out here. I think there's only about 5 boats out here. This place is remarkable. You gotta come check that out. But right now, I wanna get out there and try to catch another one of those fatties.
Hey, as Steve Higgins reminds us with this video he sent from Oologah, right before the rains came, the crappie fishing was starting to get really good from the banks here in a lot of places in Oklahoma. But you know, with places like Lake Eufaula getting up as high as 8 feet, and then on the east side, lakes like Fort Gibson and Tin Killer both getting up more than 25 feet, we have lots of water situations going on. Even with that, Oklahoma has so many places you can fish and so many species to go after, you can catch something somewhere just about any time. Good options for you right now. One is Arcadia Lake. Lake got up just a couple of feet, but the crappie are really biting there. Look for them in the cover. And the same is true for the bass fishing at Bell Cow. That lake also up a couple of feet. And just about anywhere that you've had some runoff, lakes are up a little bit, a little color to the water. Walleye fishing is good at Foss Lake. Look for them there on the riprap at the dam. You can catch them on night crawlers, you can catch them on crappie jigs, and also catch some trolling or casting crankbaits along in front of the riprap area at Foss. Wherever you go, whatever species you're going for, you can't catch them if you don't go.
Golly, look at this thing. Oh man. I gotta be careful with it. I mean, she ate it pretty good. They fight out here. I mean, they fight. Now to figure out how to get her without getting hooked. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's what we came out here for. Good old Kurth fish. I mean, just ate that crankbait. That Series 4, not a lot of love for that Series 4. People don't know about it, but man, that is probably one of my favorite crankbaits for like mid-range cranking. Let me get it out of her. I mean, just, you can see how good she ate it. Oh, there it is. Look at that nice one. Post-spawn, you can tell, but healed up really good. God, that's a nice one right there. That's a 5-pounder. Get her back in the water. There we go. Man, so once again, still out here, still in the morning time, just cranking around this Series 4. So here's the deal with the Series 4 and just cranking in general. I have it on. I go with a little bit heavier line. So I throw it on 17-pound test line. A lot of guys want to go always to that 12 and 10. But here's the deal, guys. I'm not worried about depth. And if you're not worried about depth, you don't have to go that light of line. All I'm trying to do is get the right depth to hit the grass. And the grass right now, we're sitting in 10 to 11 foot of water. It's up to about 8. I'm not worried about trying to get down there to 10, so I can use a little bit heavier line. I do that for 2 reasons. 1, I don't worry about breaking off when I catch a big one like that. And 2, we're out here in grass. A lot of times they'll dig down in that grass. You gotta have some line to really get it out of them there. Now, 2 is I have it on a 6-4 to 1. I always throw 6-4 to 1 reels. I don't really like the 5 to 1. Man, I have to reel so much. It just wears me out. The 6-4 to 1 to me is a perfect gear ratio. And I like a little bit longer rod, 7.6, somewhere around the 7.5, 7.6, 7.7 rod. And man, that's what we're out here doing, cranking up some big ones out here on the shad spawn.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Coastline Trailers, built by fishermen for fishermen.
We got her, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? Oh my gosh, I saw one up there. She wasn't on a bed, she's on these perch beds. Oh my gosh, I just flipped over there. Oh my God. I gotta. Oh my gosh. There's these perch beds right here, man. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. That's perch beds this time of year, guys. I will catch some absolute giants. We went up here. We had gotten a bite here earlier in the day. We came over here. We kind of just eased on up there and we saw this fish. And she moved right on over there. I threw my rage bug over there and she ate it. Look at that thing. That is freaking awesome. Cool. That is what Kurth Lake is all about. I didn't do anything special, guys. Texas rig, rage bug. Man, I'm all out of breath, man. That got me all excited. I mean, that's just so hard to capture, man. But yeah, we saw her up there. She only moved about 10 feet. I just backed up real slow. I just flipped right on over there. I hopped at one time. She went over there and ate. She saw us and everything. It didn't bother her. But that is cool. I mean, guys, you don't get much better than this. This is what Kurth Lake has to offer. We got gators swimming all around us. Giant chickapin perch all down there. If you can see like those big black holes right there, they're everywhere. And this is a hot perch bed, which means a lot of these perch beds are old. And so you don't see a lot of perch on them, but we were noticing big giant perch. When I threw my popping perch up in there, a bunch of them would come out there and look at it. So we just kind of eased on up here, wanted to see what was going on. Man, Kurth Lake, this place is special. Very, very special. Especially when you catch some big ones like this today. Man, that just made the day right there. That's awesome.
Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Rapid Reticle. Faster, farther, more accuracy, less money. Use the code Lone Star to get 20% off and free shipping. Now this week we're going to go to South Texas to Lake Amistad. It's full post-spawn mode. That means two things: feeding bass and even schooling bass. Start your day with your topwaters, your spooks, your poppers, your frogs, your buzz baits. Work that as long as you can, because that's just the most fun you can have bass fishing. And then go to your spinner baits and your soft plastic jerk baits. Work those in the shallows out to about 6 or 8 feet. A little bit later in the day, transition to those deep diving crankbaits over at Cedar Creek, crappie, docks. The two go hand in hand. Shoot those docks. If you haven't learned that technique, practice it. The lake is at a perfect level right now for dock shooting for crappie. Shoot your small jigs up under those docks, let them sink, get them back there where nobody else is getting, and you'll catch a lot of Cedar Creek crappie. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Be sure and look us up on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
There he is. Oh man, welcome to Kurth. Oh, back down here in East Texas, this place has got big alligators, big crappie, and big bass. We're out here, this place right outside of Lufkin, Texas. Not a very big place, only about 800 acres. But they got some big old fat bass in there, that's for sure. Good healthy ones. Look at that. Yeah. Really, really clear lake. A lot of grass, a lot of stumps. Got some trees in the water. I mean, this thing has it all. I mean, if you want to go fishing, this is the place. I mean, like I said, hydrilla, we've got pepper grass, we've got pads, we've got giant stumps. Grass grows out here. It's a very unique place. Grass grows out here sometimes 20 foot deep. There's a good chance it's a really big one. And right now, we just caught one. We're gonna try to get out there and catch another one right now.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors, making it easier than ever to gear up and have fun out there. Visit Mississippi, Wanderers Welcome, Power Pole, Total Boat Control, Balls Out, made in the USA, heavy duty mounts for your fish finders.
There he is. Oh man. Good old frog fishing. There he is. Oh man. Good old frog fishing. That's so awesome. I threw it out there, she hit instantly. How about her? Oh man. Well, we left the shad spawn out there and I was like, hey, let's just go up there and throw a popping perch up there shallow. Literally, first cast up in the reeds. I never even got to move it. She just exploded on it. What's going on this time of the year, if I can get this popping perch out. This time of year, what goes on, there's a lot of things that go on. And that's what can be sometimes the most frustrating part of this time of the year. We've got shad spawn early, and that's what I kind of went after, is a shad spawn early. We did that for a couple hours, caught one big one, caught a couple of them. And then the other thing that's going on, we got perch beds happening. So especially around these reeds and pads, you'll get perch beds. And that's usually where you can catch usually your biggest fish this time of the year is off perch beds. So of course, what better thing to throw than a popping perch? So I've got my popping perch out. It's in the, this is in the warmouth color. And I'm just gonna go up here, throw it right next to those reeds, find some of these perch beds, hope a couple of those perch eaters are after them, and we'll hopefully get a pretty big bite. So let's get back at it.
Hi everyone, Captain Greg Barham here, bringing you another Texas Coastal Fishing Report. Hey, let's start this week's report right here in Freeport, Texas. From the Brazos River all the way to the San Luis Pass, our waters are in great shape. The winds have finally let up and we have some clear water to fish in. The best areas to target is the mouth of the Brazos River for redfish. Now over in Christmas Bay and San Luis Pass, that's the place to be for solid speck action. Throw your top waters early and swap soft plastics once the sun gets up. Focus on the guts around Bird Island and make sure your lines are in the water at the tide change. Pro tip of the week, be there when the tides start or slack and the fish are gonna feed. Now let's move up just a bit to Galveston and talk beachfront speckled trout. Both north and south jetties are full up on specks and reds. The shallow jetty, Gulf side of the south, is real hot right now. Getting 6 to 10 foot of water and look for active bait. This year, the feds gave us 79 days for red snapper season. It's going to open up June 1st. Give me a call. Check out our websites. Let's go after some of those red snapper, get some kingfish, cobia, mahi, all that kind of good stuff. Hey, give me a call. Let's go fish. Hey, I'm Captain Greg Barham. I'll see you next week.
And a big one. Oh no, he's got me hung up on a stump. Oh, he's still on there though. Oh, he came off. He came off. Look at that one. Oh yeah, another one. Man, what a day, man. Got back up here, just right over some grass. Came up here shallow again, out there in the middle. Not a bad one either. Just pretty fish. All post spawners. Man, I just kind of kept on changing it up. What I got here, throwing a 4.25 rage swimmer in the ghost shad color. This is kind of my little go-to bait. Got it on, and basically what you would call an underspin. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just a hook and it's got a spinner on the end of it, just like a little willow leaf blade. It's just really good to slow roll over that hydrilla out there. And that's all I'm doing, is just throwing it out there, letting it sink a little bit down to where I can feel that hydrilla. And I just kind of just reel it right over the top of it, real slow. Don't do anything special. But what happens is late in the day like this, you know, when they start being on that fast moving feeding stuff, you can sometimes just kind of creep that over that grass. And they're kind of like got off the shad spawn. It's a little bit tougher in the day, but usually you can get them to eat that thing just out there, just creeping it along, not doing anything special, just letting the bait and that blade do all the work. Just a really fun day. Got another gator out here coming to check us out. I think that gator came out here Look at that, that gator swimming right towards us. He saw us catch that fish and it was splashing around. Look at him, he's coming right towards us. He was way over there and then, still pretty out here, man. You don't get to catch a whole bunch of big bass, see a whole bunch of big gators. Really, really neat place.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Mamba Boats, Ride with Pride, Strike King, Tie One On, Glacier Glove, stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades, Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right on to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Milton wants to know, when your career is over, what would you most like to be remembered for? For an answer, we asked 2016 Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Gerald Swindle.
Being a good person, trying to do the right thing when the right thing wasn't always easy. I'd like to be remembered for someone who tried to give back to their community and give back to mankind. The trophies on the shelves will gather dust and fade, but I think if you lay a positive footprint and create memories, your name and your legend will live on.
Thanks so much, Gerald. If you want some help too from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com, follow that Ask the Pro link, and you can submit your very own question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
This week on the Academy Right Stuff, we're going to talk about the XD series rods from Lose. They may have a bunch of series, the 3XD, the 5XD, 6XD, 8XD, even a 10XD. But today, I use the 5XD rod. I was throwing a lot of different baits on this rod. You can throw the Series 4, the Series 5, even the 5XD, so it's very versatile. What's really good about this rod, I can launch these baits a mile and they're very sensitive. That way I can really feel those bites when I was getting in that grass and popping out of that grass. We did a couple things. We threw a swim bait and this crankbait. This is a Strike King Series 4 in the clear 60 shad color. We threw this a lot today in that swim bait and they kind of worked all day long. I was throwing it on the new Lose 5XD rod and a Lose reel. That's pretty much what we did over the grass during the shad spawn. Now, once the sun got up and it got real hot and nasty out there, we went after those perch bed fish. I was throwing Strike King's popping perch in the warmouth color. I was throwing that out there around the pads and around the reeds, trying to catch some of those bass chasing those perch beds. Every once in a while, one would follow it up and not eat it. We'd follow that up with a rage bug, trying to catch one of those big bass. You can find all these and everything else featured here today at academy.com. Guys, I hope you learned how to catch and find bass today on Lake Kurth. And if you get a chance, go check me out on YouTube, Todd Castline Fishing. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode.